Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. As you may know, there is a really exciting release which is coming from Guerlain. So not one but 3 new fragrances are coming. I believe it will be for the month of September. I had the date of the 16th or 17th of September for the release of these new 3 fragrances from L'Art et la Matière collection. So apparently these fragrances will be based on oud. So these are oud fragrances, which is, let's say, quite intriguing to me, but also quite scary, I would say, in the sense that Guerlain is not particularly well known for their oud fragrances. I believe they released maybe 2 or 3 fragrances with the note of oud, and it was not particularly a success. Let's say for me, I have in my head this Oud Essentiel, I believe, in the Les Absolus d'Orient collection. So what I found really clever about Guerlain in this Les Absolus d'Orient collection is that they released fragrances which were really inspired, let's say, by Middle Eastern countries and culture and fragrances especially, but without especially using the note of oud, because, yeah, I mean, if you want to use oud, you better get a good oud, let's say. And I don't know if Guerlain has a good provider for oud. So I was a bit scared when I heard that they were releasing 3 new fragrances with this note of oud. But okay, we'll see. What I found really interesting also was the inspiration behind the fragrances. So let's talk about the first one. So the first one which should be released is Cherry Oud. So Cherry Oud. Yeah, I pronounce it the French way. So Cherry Oud is a fragrance that is created by Delphine Jelk. And for this fragrance, she was inspired by the color red and the color black. So black being, I believe, the oud wood, and red the cherry note that they put in this fragrance. And it's supposed to represent, let's say, oud wood lacquered with cherry. So I don't know what it will look like. Maybe I can talk to you about the notes. So I found the notes on internet. So the top notes are supposed to be cardamom and cinnamon. The heart notes, Turkish rose and Bulgarian rose, and the base notes, oud wood and cherry accord. So what I think about when I read these notes is immediately La Petite Robe Noire. So I feel like they took the, let's say, the heart of La Petite Robe Noire and just put some oud wood on it. So I don't know, I'm quite intrigued. I'm intrigued to see what it smells like, because I think it can be good, even if it's not really, let's say, different or really interesting to me, in the sense that it doesn't sound really unique, but it sounds quite mass appealing to me and a safe creation for them. So I'm still interested in trying it, and maybe I will love them. I love this one, I don't know, but yeah, I'm still intrigued by this one in that way. The next release is Oud Nude. So for Oud Nude, this one is created also by Delphine Jelk, and the inspiration behind this one is sensuality, statues, you know, this cold white aspect and smooth aspect of the statues, sculpture. So I believe she was already inspired by this theme for the creation of Musc Outre Blanc. So I was a bit surprised they took the same theme and applied it to this oud fragrance. So I was curious to see also what it was going to be like. And for this one, the notes are almond, cumin in the top notes. Then in the heart notes, raspberry accord, atlas cedar. For the base notes, sandalwood, oud, and vanilla. So for this one, I believe they used the top notes like almond and cumin to express the body, the sensuality, yeah, this white aspect with the almond, and maybe the, let's say, body odor, but yeah, with the cumin. And after that, what is surprising is that they use this fruity note, this fruity accord, this raspberry. So, okay, I don't know what it will be like. And then after that, you have lots of woods behind and some vanilla. So I'm still intrigued about this one, but the problem for me is this cumin note. Cumin is something like my kryptonite, I say sometimes, but yeah, somehow, yes. So I really don't like this note of cumin, so yeah, maybe this one is tricky, and for sure it won't be a blind buy, a safe blind buy for me. So I have to try this one. And the last one is Oud Khol. So this one was really the one that intrigued me the most. This is the one which was created by Thierry Vasseur. And the influence and what influenced Thierry Vasseur behind this fragrance was the Bac Or. So I don't know if you pronounce it like that, Bac Or. So it's supposed to be an incense used in Middle Eastern countries that you burn in houses to have this, let's say, smoky, inviting smell, I guess. But I've never smelled that in my life, so I can only guess what it smells like. And also, he was really inspired by the color black. So it was supposed to be a black oud. So that's why he called it Oud Khol, like the coal you put on your eyes. So it's supposed to be really, really dark, really black, blacker than black or darker than the dark, something like that. And he get also inspired for that by the artist Anish Kapoor. So I don't know if you're familiar with this artist, but I'm sure even if you've never heard his name before, I'm sure you're familiar with his piece of art, in the sense that he worked on many projects, and you can find many of his pieces of art in many cities around the world. And for example, you have this, what's the name again? Is it the Cloud something? I don't remember, in Chicago. What's the name? The Cloud Gate, I believe, yeah. You know, this strange metallic form that you can find in Chicago. It's really huge. I don't know what's the size exactly of this, but if, like me, you're, let's say, a geek in TV shows and movies, you've definitely seen it in your life one day on TV, even if you've never been in Chicago in your life. So that's my case. And for sure, I know this Cloud Gate because I saw it on TV. So, yeah. But he's also famous for an exposition, I remember, an exhibition, which was about the darker color, or the darker black, or the black darker than black, or something like that. So he created some piece of art based on a new innovation, which was called Venta Black, I believe. He bought the patent at that time, I think I heard that. And he used this technology, this innovation, let's say, to have a black color that was even darker than black, that was so dark and so black that it was just attracting colors and could not let the light out, let's say, so no reflect at all, which reminded me of black hole, you know. So I found really this inspiration behind really interesting, in the sense that this fragrance is supposed, I guess, being really dark. And for this creation also, when you create a fragrance, you cannot have something that is too flat or without dimension. So I believe he had also to use some other notes to enhance, let's say, or to make some to create some contrast with this darkness, this dark black oud. I don't know that he used, this is what they said, but yeah. And he apparently used the note of aldehydes, which I found really clever, because it it's kind of a tribute also to Anish Kapoor work and to this Cloud Gate, because it's making me think of that because of this metallic effect that they wanted to add to the fragrance. So, okay, the inspiration behind is really clever. I don't know what the fragrance smells like yet, but I'm really intrigued about this one. I hope it's good, but I'm really intrigued about this one. And so the notes for this Oud Khol fragrance are aldehydes, leather, praline. So aldehydes on the top notes, in the heart notes leather and praline, and in the base notes oud wood. So it's supposed to have some metallic aspects, some leather, some darkness, some smokiness. So voila. So I was able to buy one of their fragrances, let's say in avant-premiere, so before it was released. So the one that I chose indeed was Oud Khol, because to me this was the one which was maybe the more the more artistic one from what I read online. So, and it was the more intriguing one. So this is why I chose this one. And yes, so now we are going to talk about the fragrance. I'm gonna remove the plastic, show you the bottle, and we are going to try the fragrance. Okay, then plastic removed. Let's see the bottle. Yeah, quite classic for these new releases. So the cap is the same. I didn't get any personalization for this one, but I read also that they created specific cap for these new releases. Cap which was created by a Moroccan artist, I believe. I don't know, this is what I read, but I'm not sure. For the moment, I just see the color of the juice, which is, I would say, in reality, a bit more dark brown, then it appears quite red on screen. But yeah, to me, it's more something like dark, plummy brown color, but yeah. Okay, I'm gonna spray it now and we are going to talk about the smell. Ooh, okay. Ooh, okay, immediately I can smell so many things. From the cap, it smells so good. I got the aldehydes, but really briefly. Okay, now I have something. I had so many things happening when I sprayed it. I had the aldehyde, the leather, the praline, something really sweet in my face, and now what I have is something strangely quite soapy to my nose. So I believe this is the aldehydes part, which is now here again. But I can feel something darker behind, like definitely leather. It's something that reminds me of wood and wax. You know, I have this wax feeling from it. Something like wax and incense and wood, like an old woody table on which you had just applied some wax and smoked some incense on top. I don't know, something like that. Okay, so I've just sprayed it on skin. Okay, it's weird on my skin, it doesn't smell the same at all. Okay, I have this strange paper smell on my skin that I had also with what was it, their new releases by Thierry Vasseur also, from Les Absolus d'Orient. Oh, yeah, my memory is not really good. It was the cardamom one. Oh, sorry, I put the name on the screen because I really don't remember the name right now. Épices Exquise, yes, this is the name. Okay, so I had briefly the same impression when I sprayed it on my skin. I had this paper feeling. So maybe there are some other notes that are not listed. So far on my skin, I really have this bitter, pungent aspect that I didn't like on my skin from the Épices Exquise. So, okay, maybe I need to wait a bit, because on my skin so far it doesn't smell good at all. So, what a crazy video. I'm sorry for people watching, but yeah. Yeah, strange. It's a bit pissy on my skin. I have something like paper, carbon roller paper, and something pissy. That's really weird. With these soapy aldehydes, which are really, really strong. This is, yeah, something that is so strong that it just erases everything around. The praline can barely peek through on my skin, which is strange because usually sweet notes are really present and dominant on my skin. This is something that I don't like when a fragrance is too sweet or has some sweet notes or fruity notes. This is the only thing I can smell at some point on my skin, and here I can barely smell the praline. Okay, maybe I need to wait a bit again. Okay, and on paper it's nicer, it's a bit rounder now. Still really aldehydic, so I guess, okay, if you don't like aldehyde, just get away from this fragrance, because for sure you're not gonna like it at all. But strangely, yeah, the aldehydes and the woody notes work really well, but for the moment I'm still waiting for the oud. Yeah, I was expecting for, yeah, this collection and that price to get some real oud, and you know, my nose is still waiting for it. Is it a new oud accord? I don't know. I feel like I get something more incensey than oud here, yeah, than real oud. Or maybe this is what Bacor smells like when you burn it, because I have no clue about what Bacor smells like, but yeah, it smells kind of home scent, I would say. So somehow I'm getting it, but yes, I just feel like it needs some time to develop on paper and even on skin, which it's weird because usually on my skin fragrances are getting quickly on this, let's say, the art notes, get quickly to the art notes and to the base notes. But on paper it's really nice now. On my skin, I don't know, I'm not sure. Yeah, so this one is quite complex. I believe it needs a proper wear test to get full impression, full review of this one. So these were my first impressions of this fragrance. But yeah, it can be maybe a bit frustrating because I only get the beginning and I don't know for the moment what will be also the performance of the fragrance. But so far I can tell you that it projects and it seems to be quite strong. So, but I don't know about the longevity at all, and the fragrance is, let's say, stronger than what you used to have in this collection, in this L'Art et la Matière collection. It's maybe closer to what you have in what is it? Les Absolus d'Orient collection. Hello, sorry to interrupt, it's me from a near future. So before you go, I tried to let it some time before I'm coming back to it. And I have to say now that it's sitting on my skin for, let's say, a good 30 to 1 hour, 30 minutes to 1 hour, it's getting more and more pleasing. And yeah, I admit that now I'm really pleased about it, which was not, which was not something that I could have guessed when I tried it at first. So I believe you really have to let it sit on your skin. And the thing that is interesting when you wait for it, it has something in the evolution that really reminded me of some of Maison Francis Kurkdjian creations, like Oud Satin Mood, without all the violet aspect, the rose aspect of the fragrance. But there is something in the woody part that really reminded me of this fragrance. I don't know if this is the oud that he used in this fragrance, because I believe it's Laotian oud for Oud Satin Mood, which is really appealing. Or maybe this is the combination between the oud wood and the sweetness, this praline note, which is coming more through and through without being sweet or too sweet, which is something that I really appreciate about this fragrance. But still, I have this now, from these aldehydes, I have something like a lemongrass feel from it. So I'm wondering if it doesn't have a hint of rose, since it's this fragrance, like rose centifolia, because this is a feel that I have from this type of rose usually. So maybe there is a hint of rose centifolia used in this fragrance, which is why I had this weird feeling, bug spray feeling about it, with the mixed with the aldehydes and this leather, which is not, let's say, a strong leather. You have this leather feel, but without being, you know, this gasoline vibe, this with the violet leaves, or this, even this, let's say, tar feeling, yeah, you know, with this birch tar note, where you really have this feeling of, you say goudron, I believe it's tar in English. Sometimes you can have that with leather. I really didn't have that. I had more something like a charcoal vibe from it with this leather note. And yeah, I think it's a really interesting creation. It reminds me of some other fragrances, but without being close to anything I've ever really smelled. So in that sense, it's quite unique and interesting and still pleasing. So definitely one more for the colder days, and I believe it will be perfect for winter. Maybe it will be a bit too much for fall. Yeah, but I guess the longevity is really good because, yeah, it's still strong and potent on my skin, and my drink is my skin is really dry and used to drink fragrances. So yeah, this is just a guess, but I think the longevity and the performance of this fragrance will be really good. So voila, these were my first impressions about this fragrance. Yeah, are you also quite eager to try these fragrances? Tell me which one should be your favorite by the notes of them. And I hope to see you soon on my next video. Bye!